Okay. The third one is gathering information. Okay, so they have this whole chart of bad questions and good questions. Now you might not be able to read this here, but it's on the website. But they talk about these bad questions having yes or no questions or closed questions versus good questions being open-ended questions. So kind of these yes or no quick questions is not a great way to gather information, but having open-ended questions like tell me about yourself, or give me more information about this, or tell me about, whatever it is, those are considered much better questions for gathering important information and allowing your communication partner to really give you the important information that is needed. Because as we gather information, that's part of that listening and being able to communicate effectively. The next one is persuading and negotiating. Now, there's a huge section on this persuading and negotiating, but one piece of this is talking about a book called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Professor Robert Cialdini. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But in this book, he talks about the 6 laws or rules which govern how we influence and are influenced by others. Okay, so these 6 laws, he goes through each of these, is the law of scarcity, the law of reciprocity, the law of authority, the law of social proof, the law of commitment, and the law of consistency. So this ability to persuade and negotiate is an incredibly powerful communication skill that is important to develop as you progress in your career. All right, and the fifth one is motivating and supporting. So a big part of motivating and supporting others, and this is especially true as important as you are in leadership skills, leadership positions, is this ability to motivate and support those around you. Now, a big part of this that they talk about is giving praise and being able to give praise appropriately to really be able to lift those around you and support and motivate those people. Number 6 is giving and accepting criticism. Okay, so that idea of getting and receiving feedback from others. One thing that they talk about is saying sorry in an assertive way, not a passive way. Okay, and so then they go into what is assertive and what is passive, and they actually have an assertiveness quiz that you can take to kind of gauge how well you're doing with how assertive or passive you are in your communication style. They also talk about the praise sandwich. So when you're giving criticism, that it's important to kind of have some positive statements, and then the critique, and then follow it up by another positive statement. And as you create this praise sandwich, then your communication partner will receive that criticism much better. All right, number 7, presenting. Okay, we've talked a bit about presenting and presentation skills, and they go into even more depth on presenting. So I was really excited to be able to find this resource for you to get more information about very effective presentation skills and how to develop more of those presentation skills. So under presenting, there's another 8 categories that go over these skills of presenting. So I want you to really dive into that and see how some of these, body language and your speech and your practice, how you can use all those to further enhance your presentation skills. All right, and then the final one is phone skills. Okay, they talk about this more, the phone skills that they talk about on the website are more in connection with an interview setting, and kind of how to prepare and what to do to create a more positive and be more prepared and create a more positive experience as you're speaking on the phone with people. Now, these same skills can apply in interview situations, but also in phone conferences and teleconferences that I know many of you are a part of. So those skills can definitely apply in those situations. Okay, so I absolutely want you to go and dive into this website from the University of Kent and go into detail about all 8 of these categories of how to improve your spoken communication. Now, as a review, let's remember that especially as we've just gone over some of those areas of communication skills, let's go back to this definition. Effective spoken communication requires being able to express your ideas and views clearly, confidently, and concisely in speech, tailoring your content and style to the audience and promoting free-flowing communication. Okay, and I know that as you go through the skills and the tips and the research and things and start to apply those important skills in your life and in your communication with others, that you will see a dramatic improvement in your interactions beyond just improving your accent. Okay, so remember that communication skills can be divided in two different categories. There's what you say and there's how you say it. Okay, we've really focused on the how you say it through this course, and you've really grown and developed in the way that you've been able to pronunciate and use that rhythm of English. Make sure that you're really clear and concise in how you're saying what you're saying. Now I want you to really dive into thinking about what you're saying and the skills that you're using in the way that you're communicating with others. Okay? I know that as you go through and you really analyze and look into these ideas of communication skills beyond your accent, that you will find great success in your career, in your life, socially, as you use these important communication skills. Okay? Go ahead and do that, and I'll see you again in the next video.